it's so much easier to guard screens when they're setting screens. And we've done it the right way during this year. A lot of times, that's why we're able to have success when we have. But when it breaks down, it really breaks down. But there probably would be more breakdowns if we did it another way. And once we're gone this far with this group, we feel all of a sudden we come in, okay, we're gonna change and do it this way, then we forget what we were doing before.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting? I might have said this before. You run a certain offense. I found this to be a pattern over the years, different teams. As an assistant coach, head coach, assistant coach, USA basketball, you have a certain offensive set or pattern, and then you add something new for about a day and a half, they forgot what you used to do. I don't know why it's like that. You forget what you used to do. All of a sudden you can't run that because now you were doing something a little different. You have to guard against tweaking, and then that's when you end up not being good at anything. So we've decided to try to stick with this and work through it. There's a coach in the NCAA, I won't mention his name, he actually called me and we were talking and he said he was considering doing some things differently because his team just wasn't getting it. And he decided to stick with it, and that team eventually started winning, but they stuck with it. And I just don't think we're in a position to continue to just keep, especially now, continue to keep, okay, we're gonna do it this way, and then we're gonna do it that way. And we've also tried to make adjustments at certain times, and then we lost our mind totally. Every now and then a team is just gonna be better than us that night, and they're gonna be a bad matchup for us. But for the most part, this is what we believe in what we're doing.
Because you have this number of things to fix and work on, does that help the team avoid the big picture of we need to win this many games to get in the tournament?
I think in the big picture of us getting better and improving is, yeah. Whether it's this many games or not, we're not gonna win this many games if we don't get better. So as opposed to this many games, it's, we gotta get better. So this is what we have to do to get better. And the things that I mentioned, the decision-making offensively, working on keeping somebody in front of you, those things are things that we can do when we're really determined to do those things. But I just think sometimes we lose focus, not because we're not attentive, but you're seeing that basket on the other end and you want to get out, you want to leak out. And yeah, I need to get down in the stands, but doggone, we need to go the other way. And I just think we lack the concentration sometimes to continue to do that. And again, it's up to me to make sure, my staff, to make sure that we get it. Sometimes it doesn't look like we made progress. It looks like we're going back the other way. But I still think there's progress. I just think that there's several possessions a game where we shoot ourselves in the foot.
And just because of the way you guys play basketball or play defense, is it harder for a guy to say, I got him and I'm gonna shut him down because of all of the switching? You know, is that defensive stopper less apparent because everybody then at some point in time ends up guarding everyone else?
Yeah, Percy, what ends up happening with us sometimes is we don't communicate enough, we don't talk, and we get burned by that. But there are times we'll point out a guy like Matisse will guard 3 people during one. I don't mean switch off on 3 people. Marquise Chris is getting really good at it too. He's got a guy over here, that ball's driven, he cuts him off, they skip it over there, he's fronting the post on this side, and then at the end of it all, he's blocking a shot. I mean, we have some guys that are capable of doing that also, which makes what we're trying to do really effective when we're all dialed in. We can get 4 or 5 guys doing that. It's great. There are times when it didn't matter what we played, zone, box and 1, triangle and 2, pack it in, extend. It wouldn't have mattered because we weren't executing. It just didn't matter. So we have to execute, get better at what we do.